Hey everybody, I am David, and this is going to be a video of me talking about all the DC TV shows throughout the week. As of course, if you have been a subscriber to me for some time, you know that I really enjoy watching Flash and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. I was doing episode reviews for, but Legends I decided to drop because it airs right after the Flash, and after I finish editing my Flash review and uploading it and all that, I gotta get up early the next day, so it's too much time consuming for me. So what I decided to do is on Thursdays, I wanted to talk about all the DC shows that I watch. I practically watch all of them, the ones that I just mentioned. I don't watch Lucifer, that's not my cup of tea. And iZombie, I watched the premiere episode, but I couldn't really get into it. So those are probably the only two that I won't be talking about. But the superhero-related ones, I think those are the ones that are the most popular anyways. And even though Gotham isn't connected to the CW DC shows, I decided to add it in because it is Batman, man, and I enjoy Gotham. So speaking of Gotham, let's go through this now. I'm going to talk as if, we're having a conversation about this. So if you guys want to leave, your point of views of these episodes in the comment section, go for it. Tell me what you thought of it. I won't go into too much detail, just little details. And the Gotham episode was called Smile Like You Mean It. And I gotta say, I really thought this episode was really good. They brought back Jerome, who was, I think, a highlight, especially since we last saw him, which was at the beginning of season 2. So now he's coming midway in season 3. And the way this episode ended and everything, I mean, Jerome, the kid that plays Jerome, his name is, let me see if I can find his name here. Cameron, I think his name was Cameron. I can't find it here right now, but I remember he was from The Giver, right? He was in that movie, The Giver, with Jeff Bridges. It was a good movie. But I never cared much for his character in that movie. But so when he was cast in this show as the supposed Joker at the time, I was wondering, I don't know if this kid can pull it off. Why are they getting someone too young to play the Joker? But it looks like it was a great choice because he definitely captures what Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill and even sometimes Jack Nicholson all had. I remember when he first played it. Now it looks like he's going more for the Heath Ledger, straight on Heath Ledger approach with a little bit of the Mark Hamill mannerisms in there as well. And yeah, I think this kid is creepy. I think he is perfect, especially with the taking off, how the guys, that guy took off his face. That guy who took off his face and started wearing it, though, if you guys don't know this, he was from The Dark Knight. He was the guy that Harvey Dent, after it was found out that Rachel was kidnapped, Harvey Dent took him to a dark alley and threatened to shoot him if he didn't say where Rachel was. And then Batman was like, hey, if you do this, all the criminals will be put back on the streets or something like that. And so that, just in case, he looks like Cillian Murphy. He was one of the guys in The Dark Knight out of two other people, or one other person. He was the two of the people that look like Cillian Murphy. And so, yeah, a really good episode, I gotta say. I think it was, I'll save that for the end of what I think of all the episodes overall, which one I thought was the best, which one I thought was the weakest. So, Gotham was really good. And then we also had Supergirl Lives. This one was a cool one. It was directed by Kevin Smith, who directed already 2 episodes of The Flash. And, yeah, actually, this episode was a lot of fun. I think I liked it even more than Kevin Smith's Flash episodes, which I think he did a really good job on, but I think he did even a cooler. But then again, I think he had something really interesting to work with in this episode. We got to see Kara and Alex and all those guys, Kara specifically and Mon-El, go to another planet. And it's something that we never really seen in a superhero show before. This is like almost Star Trek type or Stargate kind of stuff right here. But they actually built their own sets for this planet. and it looked really cool. I really liked it. You could get that Star Trek vibe from it, like old school Star Trek a little bit from there. They even made an inside joke with Wynn, referencing the red shirts. I'm not the red shirt. I'm not the red shirt. It was a fun episode. I thought it was good, and I'm liking Alex and Maggie Sawyer's relationship. It's something different that we never really seen much of in these type of shows, these superhero shows before. Arrow and Flash and Legends have kind of toyed with it, but we never really got a very intimate relationship of this kind. And I'm gonna admit, I like it. I just hate when they get all dramatic with it, because it gets kind of annoying to me. It's like any other romance on the show. Like, come on, guys, we don't need this type of drama. Just let them have a fun and healthy relationship, just like anybody else on this show or any other of the DC CW shows. We don't need to get always dramatic with it. Flash, if you've seen my review, I'm going to keep this short. Borrowing Problems from the Future was the title of the episode, and this was a good one too. I mean, we got to see Barry handling what he saw in the future, and when he went back there, he saw, okay, slight details have changed, but Iris is still going to be killed eventually. And they looked at this news report, got some details, wrote it all down, and that's going to guide them through the rest of the season, which I thought was really smart. So pretty much, if you are someone that wants to know what's going to be happening throughout the series, throughout the rest of the season, these points are going to be happening. So we got the Music Meister, Gorilla Grodd. They mentioned something about Gorilla City, so we know that's a Grodd reference for sure. There were a couple of other things. I think Star Labs Closes is one of them. They didn't mark that one off, even though H.R. Wells figured out how to keep Star Labs going, making money. So we'll have to see why they'll eventually hit that point, I guess. Overall, though, yeah, it was a really good episode. Nice little comeback for the Flash. Moving on to Legends of Tomorrow. The Legends go back in the 1967, and they have to save George Lucas, or at least Ray and Nate have to, because George Lucas was such a big influence. While there, they also have to face the Legion of Doom. And this was a fun little episode. I had a lot of fun with it, especially a lot of the Star Wars and Indiana Jones references. It was a nice little love letter to George Lucas. If you are someone that probably works in the movie business, everybody loves Star Wars. Everybody loves Indiana Jones. These are the two most iconic movie franchises in the history of film. And yes, George Lucas had a lot to do with it. And you talk to a lot of people who went into filmmaking or went into archaeology probably, or someone that wanted to be an astronomer or something like, or science. More people would say Star Trek is more for scientists than Star Wars, but still, I'm sure there's a lot of scientists. There was just a group of scientists who found a new species of an ape and named it after Luke Skywalker. Named it a Skywalker, I think it was just called. And so there you go. Fun episode, really enjoyable. And finally, we get to Arrow. Who Are You? This is the one I reviewed last night. Laurel is back, and she's doing pretty good for herself. No, she's not Laurel Lance. She's actually Black Siren, who we saw in The Flash back last season in The Flash, in season 2, towards the end of that season. And so I kind of suspected that was the most logical choice that they could have given. And there's been a lot of backlash, or some backlash from fans about the way it all went down. Mostly because of when Felicity punched the Black Siren out, when Flash had so much trouble taking her down last season, and Arrow was having trouble taking her down. To be fair, Oliver was emotionally compromised, so back off on Oliver. With Felicity, it was a focus episode really on her and how she's fitting into the team. And I don't think she was as bad as some people think. There's this hatred towards Felicity that I'm not understanding too much. Do I think this was her best moment in the season? No, but I wouldn't put this this is not like season 4 yet. She was a little whiny at times. I'll agree to that. They have to find a way to work with the drama with her without making her whiny. I don't know how they can do that because it seems like whenever they use Felicity in drama mode, for soap opera mode, that's literally what she becomes. She becomes like a soap opera star. And a lot of people do not want that with their superheroes. And I wish the Arrow writers would get that, because they could do so much better, and they have been doing better this season. And I don't want them to dip themselves back to where they were in season 4. I mean, you guys lost so many viewers because of Olicity. Yeah, there might be Olicity fans out there, but guess what? They're not the ones that are saving your show. Don't divide the show. Don't be like the president who's screwing up things. Be the great show you once were and make Felicity what she was, which is why I still have a little hope. And if you're someone that doesn't have hope and think that the show is disrespecting Laurel, hold your horses. I don't think so. I think they kept Black Siren alive there at the end, and they're keeping her in Argus for a reason. I think they do have plans to eventually get Laurel back as Black Canary. It will be this Laurel now that we have, because apparently something like this did happen in the comics, from what I've learned from a few people on some message boards I go to. There is a version of the Black Canary who comes from another Earth and eventually becomes the Earth One Black Canary. So I say give them a chance. Let's see what they do. They do have that character still alive, which I think they're going to explore other things first. But eventually, I think when they're ready, they're going to give us that Laurel Black Canary character. Black Siren will become the Black Canary. And maybe even a romantic interest in Oliver, because Oliver seems to have those feelings again for Laurel. They kind of came up again in this episode. So just hold on. Don't give up on the show yet. I think there's still hope if you are a traditionalist and really want to see that Black Canary Green Arrow combo. I think there's still a chance. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Tell me what you thought of some of these episodes. I am going to tell you my roundabout. The weakest of the episodes for me for this week was Legends of Tomorrow. I really liked it. It was a fun episode, but I'm going to admit it, Legends of Tomorrow is probably my least favorite of the DC shows right now. I really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong when I say it's my least favorite. You can still have a least favorite and still really enjoy it. But yeah, it was just a fun, quirky episode. I think next week will be more interesting since the title is The Legion of Doom. I think they're going to give us a lot more focus on that, because in this episode we just got them at the very end. The best episode this season, I thought, I was thinking Supergirl for a while, and then I said, no, man, Gotham really surprised me in this episode. Jerome, whenever you have Jerome on, you can't go wrong with that character. I mean, the Joker is just such a great character in general that if you do the character justice, I think you have a great show or movie on your hands, and this is proof of it. I really love what that actor who's playing Jerome is doing on this show, and what the producers are doing with him, and I can't wait to see where he goes next this Monday coming up, because apparently this Monday is the mid-season finale. I don't know what's up with that. Why are they having their mid-season finale so late? But for whatever reason, yes, Jerome is going to be back, and hopefully they don't kill him off like they did last time. Keep him alive We want this kid as the Joker. I don't think you could find a better actor than this right now for, cable television. So with that being said, guys, tell me what you thought of these episodes. Did you see any of them this week? And what are your thoughts on them? Which ones would you rank from best to worst? All that stuff. Subscribe to my channel if you are a fan of any of these shows. I'm going to try to do this every Thursday, talking about each and every one of them. And I'll tell you my favorite of the week and my least favorite of the week. And like this video, support me, spread my video around, let other people know what a big DC fan I am. I'm a Marvel fan also, but the DC, when it comes to TV stuff, I'm going to admit it, I love the DC TV stuff a little bit more. So until next time, guys, take care.